Chief fighting, please do not hit your neighbor. So yes, I am Dianne Bailey. I am a personal trainer. I own a studio in Denver. It's a private personal training studio where we do one-on-one sessions and we teach Tai Chi. Like I told you in there, my background is 22 years in the martial arts. I am a 4th degree black belt in Taekwondo. Along the way I started in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a grappler, rolling around on the floor, which is way fun. And I also studied Krav Maga. I studied American boxing. I've taught kickboxing for 18 years, and I've done Tai Chi for 11 years. And I have to tell you that when I first started Tai Chi, I really didn't like it. It was so slow. And I like to punch and kick. I like to impact. I want to be there doing the jumping. But I persevered. That's what I put on my 2nd degree belt, and on my 3rd degree belt was perseverance. And I kept with it. And now, 11 years later, I really understand what Tai Chi can do for not only my clients, but for me. It really is that balance, that yin and yang, if you will, of it's a great balance to my hard style. I still punch and kick things, but then there's the Tai Chi, which helps my body a lot. So now at my 4th degree black belt, I put peaceful warrior on there so that I'm a different person. So today, we're going to do some Tai Chi. We're going to do some movement. I'm going to teach you some moves. That's why I asked you to put your stuff down at the edge. I hope that you're looking forward to moving. I'm glad that Sue is having you move as well, but we're all active people. It's sometimes very hard at conferences just to sit. So you will be doing some Tai Chi. I'll be teaching you just some of the background of Tai Chi, and then also I'll be letting you know about the Open the Door to Tai Chi system if you choose to learn some more about that as well. Does that sound good? Okay, good. So first we're going to do what we call, come on in if you want. Oh, yeah, that's you. First, I just want you to shift your weight. Just stand and shift, stepping side to side. Now this seems really easy, and it seems really like, yeah, Diane, this is easy, duh. But in Tai Chi, it's very important to shift your entire weight all the way over to one side, all the way over to the other side. In Tai Chi, we have what we call columns. There's one column right down the middle of your body. There's a column from each shoulder through each hip. And we want to keep those columns intact. And this is a great way to teach your clients about posture. So when you're shifting that weight, you want to shift it all the way over to one column, and then shift it all the way over to the other column. As you're talking to your clients, and you ask them, shift their weight, sometimes they'll do this, right? And they'll shift like this. Well, that's not what we want to do in Tai Chi. We want to have all the weight over and all the weight over. Now, as you're on one side, if the weight is on, let's everybody, let's go to your right. I know I'm on my left, I'm mirroring you. Go to your right, bring that right hand up and the left hand underneath. It's as if you're holding a ball. And this move is called hold the ball. They're not all that intuitive. Okay, now shift to be to your left. Now you're bringing your left hand high and your right hand is underneath. Shift, holding the ball. Oh, you guys are good. Shift. Tai Chi is a martial art that utilizes gentle flowing movements to enhance health in the body and the mind. So let me say that again. Tai Chi is a martial art. Tai Chi is a martial art. It is not just flowing movements, however you want to move. It is a martial art. These movements are based in martial arts moves. And that's part of what I like to teach you, is to understand what is the basis of the movement. Tai Chi is a martial art that utilizes gentle flowing movements. Yes, they are gentle flowing movements. Remember, it started as a fighting style hundreds of years ago, and now it has moved into this movement meditation, as we call it, gentle flowing movements. But the purpose of those gentle flowing movements is to enhance health in the body and the mind. So, but the next thing that I want to teach you is called pushing Qi. So in Tai Chi, Qi is energy. We move from the Dantian. The Dantian is 2 inches in from the belly button and 2 inches down. This is the center of your energy. From an exercise physiology standpoint, it's the center of your balance, right? So it's just a different way to look at things. I want you to bring 1 foot forward. I don't care which foot it is. Bring your hands to your hips and just rock forward and back. Tai Chi to their real life and help them understand how keeping their posture in the proper columns is actually a relaxing thing. It's not ramrod military, right? It's the muscles can be doing what they're supposed to be doing if your columns are intact. So now bring the other foot forward. I don't care whichever side you were on. Like I told you before, Tai Chi started as a martial art. It has changed into the movement meditation. The Yang style is what that is. When you see people in a park doing Tai Chi, more than likely they're doing the Yang style. The long form is 108 moves. And when the Chinese people would pass that form down to their families, they would change just something. So there's many different iterations of the long form. So when the communist government took over, they said, wow, we really like Tai Chi, but 108 moves is way too much. So what they did is they took 24 pieces of the long form, put it into the short form and standardized it. So that's what we teach in the Open the Door to Tai Chi system is the Yang style short form. More than likely, if you see people in a park, that's what they're doing. So that allows our clients to join in, when they're traveling or when they see somebody, they can do the Tai Chi. That's what we're teaching them is the most popular form. So now why use Tai Chi? This is a truncated version of the list on the Mayo website. There's many, many more benefits that they list. But if you look at this, reducing anxiety and depression, improving balance and flexibility, reducing falls in older adults, improves sleep quality, lowers blood pressure, increases energy, agility, and overall feelings of well-being. I think, and I don't know this for sure, but just if you Google studies on Tai Chi, you will get thousands and thousands of them. So as an exercise modality, I think Tai Chi is probably the most studied exercise, and these benefits are proven. But more specifically, what do we as trainers want to be doing with our clients? It's not necessarily Tai Chi that we want to be giving to our clients. If you have done the functional aging specialist, the certification, the pillar of specificity. We've talked, falls are a horrible event in an older adult's life. It not only is a medical expense, but being laid up, not being able to do what they want to do, but it also increases the chance of them losing their independence. Once they have one fall, then they start to get scared and they start to lose their ability to do what they want to do. So we want to help them. But it's not just static balance. We don't want to teach them to stand, look at a point on the wall and be balanced, right? We want them to move. That's what they want to do, is they want to move. So last year at the summit, I had a client he came to me one day in class and he said, Dianne, you've improved my golf game more than my instructor has. And I said, oh really? Because I don't play golf. And, and he goes, oh my gosh, just understanding that weight shift and letting it flow. He goes, you've improved my golf game incredibly. So Tai Chi was specific to what he wanted to do for his functioning. That was incredible to hear from that. I was so glad to hear that. Now, think about translation into real life, trying to reduce falls in an older adult. If you think about a parking lot with those concrete blocks that you pull up to, right? Easily tripped over, correct? If somebody just steps over like this, they're not thinking, and they drag that back foot, what happens? They fall, right? However, if you have taught them shifting their weight, taught them how to lower their center of gravity, if you think about this, I'm going to lower my center of gravity, I'm going to step over this curb, then I'm going to move from the dantian, and now who cares if that back foot actually clips that concrete barrier? I'm centered, my weight is over here, so even if I clip, I'm not going to fall. So it's very important to teach them this weight shift, to teach lowering the center of gravity. And that's important to people. They want to feel like their exercise is not hurting them. And as they learn Tai Chi from you, and as they get to know, like, and trust you, if all of a sudden they start thinking, well, you know, I'm watching you work with some of those other people and I want to try that resistance training too. You know, who are they going to think of? They're going to think of you. They're going to think, well, I trust this person, they're going to treat me well. They understand my needs, my issues. They keep me safe. And that's absolutely very important. But most of all, Tai Chi is fun. It's fun to learn a new discipline. It's fun to be challenged in different ways, to put different concepts together. They lose time and space. They're not thinking about, I'm exercising. They're thinking about, I'm learning Tai Chi, and look, I can do the whole form now. And I have it memorized. It challenges their mental functioning too, to work on that memorization. It also works on crossing the midline, which I'm sure you've learned, helps the brain, helps with working memory. It improves mental functioning when you cross the midline. I have a special surprise for you. You guys actually know the whole middle part of the form. You don't know the whole form yet, but you know the middle part of the form. So now that I've shown it to you and I've mirrored it to you, I'm actually going to turn my back on you. Not literally, well, yes, literally, but I'm going to turn my back so that we'll be moving in the same direction. And I'm going to prove to you that you really can learn Tai Chi. Okay? So I'm going to turn my back, and we're going to start with our weight on the right, and you're going to hold the ball. You're going to step out with that left and ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Rotate. And pushing chi. Okay, now here's the surprise. You got to do it on the other side of your body. Okay, so bring the weight to the right. Bring it back to the left, and now you're holding the ball to the left. Good. Step out, ward off. Very nice. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. Rotate. Pushing chi. Good. Bring your weight to the left. Then bring your weight back to the right. Form a bird's beak with that right. You just learned this one. And then step out, single whip. Very nice. Now we're going to wave hands like clouds, and we're going to go that direction, so you might want to step a few steps this way. There you go. Okay. Now bring that left hand down, and the right hand actually pulls that right foot in. See, I didn't make you step with it before, but now you have to step out with that left and step in with your right. Step out with the left, step in with the right, forming a bird's beak again, and coming into that single whip. Good. Now just follow me here. Bring that right foot up, right hand to the right temple. Shift your weight to the right. Step out with the left, and you're just going to cross hands, just like this. Now bring the weight back to the right, then back to the left, and you're going to lift with that right leg, kick, smash. Thank you for not kicking my microphone, and box ears. There it is. You guys just did the whole middle part of the form. So don't tell me Tai Chi is hard to learn. I just taught it to you in half an hour. Now, sure, you don't have it all ready to teach. You don't. But there are things that you can take back to your clients right away. You can take the concept of weight shifting. You can take the concept of rotation back. The concept of being rooted and grounded and helping them with their balance. You can take that back next week and start talking to your clients about this. But what I really want you to understand is Tai Chi is not that hard to learn. It's understanding all of it together that makes you be able to bring it to your clients. So next, that is how to use Tai Chi. I think that understanding the opportunity, like I told you in the large session there, the opportunity that we have now is huge. There are so many people being told to take Tai Chi and not enough instructors. So if you can just take that and think about how do I add Tai Chi to what I'm doing, you're going to be opening up your doors to people that would never come to you otherwise. That everyone is going to be doing Tai Chi and they're going to be understanding how much benefit they have for their bodies. You think about that growing population of what Cody and Dan were talking about, how many baby boomers we're going to have, how many people over the age of 85. What was that? More people over the age 85 than under 5? Was that what he said? You know, that's amazing. So you're right on the verge of a huge wave, and Tai Chi can be a big part of that. So I really feel it's important for the everyday person to have Tai Chi available to them. And we will have the certification available soon. Because you've come to the conference, because you've come to this session, we have your email addresses. If you didn't sign that sign-up sheet, please come to me and I'll get your email address and we'll give you advance notification. Because you're part of this, we are going to give you a discount for if you want to go through the certification as well. So you have that opportunity. So please make sure that I have your information so that I can give you that advance notification. Any questions at all? Yes.
I just want to give a little testimonial. I was a beta tester for this Open Door to Tai Chi last year, and I went through all the modules, and I even flew to Denver and did a class with her. And I can tell you that I use it with clients. I didn't teach a class because I have too many classes I'm teaching, but I will transfer and switch to that. But every video was very succinct, very easy to follow, and the class plans, I mean, she gives it to you, everything, and she even tells you what to teach, and she tells you what you need to say, so it's really a no-brainer. I just thought it was great.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it, and thank you for being a beta. I